I might be a little premature in this, but I'm willing to throw my reputation as a games journalist on the line. On the line, fuck it. This game here is something that the moment I turned it on, I've been amazed by every single minute detail that takes place. Leading up to the game that we're going to be playing today, and obviously the big event that happened yesterday with one of the biggest franchises for Sony releasing, he said, you know what? I took this upon myself. I said, you know what? There's some people out there who have not been as fortunate as I have to have found our good old friend Kratos. Kratos, the god of war, the ghost of Sparta, the man that will have a lovely wife and kid and slaughter the hell out of them and be covered in their ashes. And he just needs lotion. I feel like he would stop killing gods if he got some Jergens. He'd be all right. But if you are out there watching us right now, and you want to watch God of War 4 and you're concerned about, I don't know what the story is, I don't know what's going on, I know there's so many games in this franchise, should I play which ones? Like, what order should I play them in? Is anything crazy? People, there have been a litany of games, multiple games that have come out for this franchise. Now, I'm only going to focus on the ones that have come out for the console, PlayStation, and then the portable ones. I know there's some text games out there. There's also some PC-based games where like, oh, this kind of ties into the story. I'm avoiding those because I don't even want to play those. And I just see them like, I want to fill in the story, and I'm a God of War junkie. I just need to know more things. But those are ones you really don't need to play. You don't need to be concerned about. But I am going to let you know which ones that you need to check out, which ones are the worst, and which ones are the best. And I'll give you reasons why. And Deuce, if you want to chime in, you're more than welcome to. Okay. And I want you to, actually. And I don't if you haven't played some of these games, just let me know, and I'll be like, all right, I'm on to the next one.
I've dabbled in the God. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So first up, people. This was a game that came at the tail end of the PS3. I believe this came out in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And this God of War, keep in mind, I don't think there's ever been a bad God of War game. Arguably. But there has been tedious ones. Yes. There have been meandering ones. There have been ones that's like, this really wasn't necessary. And why did you do this? But it's still, it's not terrible. It's not a god-awful game. Get it? God-awful, because we're talking about God of War. Okay. So with this game, the first one up, the worst of the God of War games, again, not a terrible game, just the worst of this franchise, is going to be God of War Ascension. The fighting mechanics seemed a little off in this one, and I honestly don't know why. It's a fun game to play if you want to just go into it for the cool action set pieces like that right there. Did you ever play God of War Ascension?
This is actually the one I skipped because I've told you before, I'm not the biggest fan on God of War. I think it's all right, but if you are ours are already kind of like on the God of War series, but when I saw the trailer for this one, I just said, this feels extra. This just feels like I don't need to play this. I don't need to buy this. It doesn't look as fun, or at least with the other God of Wars, I could see like a lot of energy and high intensity with those games. This one, I was like, I don't need it. I don't really want it. But since it's there, I heard it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's something that was like, I don't really care. I had a friend, she owned the game, and I just came over and played it. I was like, oh, I'm happy I didn't buy this. I was like, this is fun, and I'm glad you own this game, and I'll maybe come over and finish this later, but I'm not really cool with this one. Keep in mind, not a terrible game, but yes, it does really feel auxiliary, and if you happen to skip it, you're all right. You ain't missed shit. You'll be just fine. Now,
and like Kingdom Hearts,
man. Yeah, this is like 3-6x5 birth by sleep. Or
-5. Yeah, 2 preload.
Just make up shit. Fuck it. Just go with it. There's numbers. Just throw them in there. Anything besides 3, you can't say that. That's a curse around here.
Got the Valve syndrome.
Yeah,
no threes here.
Yeah, it's like Half-Life 2, Chapter 3. When is that coming? No one knows. But moving on, here's another game. Now, if you happen to be one of the few people, I mean, keep in mind this console sold decently well. I'm talking about the PlayStation Portable, and it had a few great games with it. I love Loco Roco. That's my shit. I don't know if y'all know. You know what Loco Roco is?
Loco Roco.
It's the bee's knees. Check it out if you got a PSP, or just download it on your PS4 now. I think you can play it there. But if you're one of those few people like me who owned a PSP, you got very excited when you saw possibly one of your favorite franchises moving over to the portable industry, and you said, you know what, this can be good and this can be great. And it just turned out to be, it was okay. And I am talking about God of War Chains of Olympus. Now, for a portable game, it did a great job. Not one of the God of Wars you definitely got to go out there and play. But for what it was a thoroughly entertaining game, and it was fun. And especially again, if you had a PSP, you didn't have a lot of things to pick from. So this is probably one of the better things to play. Did you play Chains of Olympus?
Actually, this was the first God of War game I played.
Oh, nice.
I had to hack my PSP, so I got that free shit, and I wanted to try a God of War game. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you 100%. I feel like if you want a taste of what God of War is like and you don't want to play bullshit, it's definitely up there. I feel like it does a good job of kind of transitioning over the similar gameplay styles and a lot of the flair that God of War has condensed onto the PSP. It's not a super long game, mind you, but it's fun.
Yeah. All right, people. Now, to the next one again. This is another one which ended up on that home that portable market. But you know what? Again, they were growing. They were trying to do something. And in this one, it's God of War Ghost of Sparta. I'm just going to do this one really quick because, again, there's not a lot going on with this game. It is basically just we're here to have fun. It's on the PSP. We need to keep pushing this market, and hopefully we can sell some more games. And, again, they did okay. But, again, if it's something that you do want to go and check out, you're more than welcome to see. But when it comes to God of War, again, it's another thing you can pass. If there's not a number at the end of your God of War game,
you ain't need to play.
Just fuck it. Yeah, just go by.
Copy and paste what I said before. It's alright.
Yeah, it ain't nothing. Now we get to the home market. Thank God.
Yes. The good.
Yeah, it's the good shit. Now we got past all that stuff where it's like, you can go hang yourself. This isn't a good look. Now, people, I would be remiss if I did not put this game up here because it was a game that not only introduced us to Kratos, it also brought us the one of the most violent things at the time on the PS2, outside of Grand Theft Auto and everything that Rockstar was making at the time. We saw they were actually able to make a game that took the violence of a Rockstar game, the fun, interesting gameplay if you're into that kind of thing, Dynasty Warrior-esque hack and slash of playthrough, but also give it a brutal feel, especially when you got to the bosses and other gods and things like that. And of course, people, I am talking about the one that started it all off, the one that introduced us to the Ghost of Sparta, Mr. Kratos. I'm talking about God of War 1. I remember playing this game and thinking, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for playing this because I'm ripping people in half and I'm burning people alive and I'm doing all this stuff. And
so true.
Yeah, I'm killing gods. So spoiler alert, if you haven't played God of War 1, you kill Ares at the end and become the God of War. So yeah, if you want to check out where it all began, and this is where I get into the territory of you should play these games. God of War 1 is definitely one of those, and I'm sure you can find like a remastered version of something out there.
Well, it's on every PS console ever since. I think it's probably even on the PSP Go, or PSP Vita.
Whatever it is. All five of you to own that system.
No, but I'm totally in agreement with you. It was bombastic. It had a lot of high intensity action, and it was so gory. Like I was the same way. Luckily my dad didn't give a fuck, so he was like, "Here you go, son." My mom would never buy me this, but it was enthusiastic to see just how well they made that. Yeah, man. Again, it was. I think you're right. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of hack and slash games. Like I'm not really into Dynasty Warriors and things like that. But I feel like games like this and Kingdom Hearts found a way to get it to the point where, all right, I had the hack and slash stuff, but it doesn't feel repetitive because they would break it up with an interesting story plot or an interesting boss battle where I got to eviscerate somebody with a quick time event. So it's like, all right, you're giving me that catharsis that I need to get all this, like, I fucking hate everything, I want to kill everybody, and like, oh, now I have a character. Hey, Kratos, you need Kratos is the embodiment of hate.
Yeah,
so, like, definitely.
Yeah, you're not even mad at it. You're like, all right, do your thing, Kratos, you got it. Now, this is where we start getting into a little bit of territory where people you're like, oh, this isn't your best. How dare you?
Controversial.
I don't think it's controversial, but I can understand people being upset as to why this game isn't higher. But I feel like the other games that I have on this list deserve to be a little bit higher than this one. And people, this is the one that brought Kratos to the next gen, or I guess the previous generation that we've had, brought him over to the PS3. This is when he made the leap from the PS2, from God of War 1 and 2, over to the PS3. And this game, just alone, the scope of it, the beauty of it, even the ability to finish off a trilogy or a solid story that has been being told for 3 main games, they somehow found a way to do it well in this. And of course, I'm talking about God of War 3. And God of War 3, you finally got to gang up with the Titans and go up there and fight every motherfucker you've been playing 2 games to get to. This let me know it's like, all right, with God of War 3, that's when I feel like, all right, you took this story that you'd been telling for, I believe, 10 years at the time, and you managed to find a way to make it feel like it was worth all that time. It was multiple boss fights that paid off in gory, beautiful, amazing ways. And just, again, this game, getting a chance to play it. I remember I came back from, I was like somewhere that I was out of the country for something, and I came back to the country to play this. And then I went right back to where I was. Like, oh, I got to play God of War. No, all right, now I'm leaving. So yeah, God of War 3. Fantastic. One of the best games on the PS3, and I think in the top 3 of God of War games out there. What do you have to say about Mr. 3, man?
I totally think that what it does is it takes it, and you know how God of War 1 and 2 gave you the feeling of being powerful? This actually puts it in and visualizes it because it's so beautiful. It's so well done. Like, the graphics are actually what you imagine in your head to be because it was on the PS3.
Yeah, and another thing that I think they did really well in this game is when it ends, but it doesn't. So you're just like, okay, that was nice. So like, if they never made another God of War game after this, I'd have been like, bravo, you did a great and amazing job. But it didn't.
They ain't stopping that cash.
They ain't stopping that. Nah. There's too much money out there, Brent.
What are we playing today?
Exactly. This is money everywhere. We got to pick it up. No. Now, people, this is the one I might, I may be prematuring out here just a little bit. So forgive me.
Pre-nutting.
Sometimes it's too good. But I might be a little premature in this, but I'm willing to throw my reputation as a games journalist on the line. On the line, fuck it. This game here is something that the moment I turned it on, I've been amazed by every single minute detail that takes place. I spent 15 minutes playing in the snow the other day. Yeah, in the snow. Keep in mind, I'm a Southern boy. I don't see snow a lot. So, like, in the game, I was like, yo, this is amazing. It's snow. Like, I know all y'all Northerners are like, I see this shit all the time. I hate it. But in this game, I just spend so much time on the small things, just marveling at, the environment, the characters, the mythology that's going on here, the world they're setting up, the gleam of, like, somebody talking and them spitting and it lands on the ground and it just stays there. My footprint's not going anywhere, things like that. This game, I'm not going to say it's perfect because I haven't finished it yet, but I would say it's damn near close to being, I couldn't imagine anything being done better than this so far. And of course, I'm talking about God of War 4. The story that's being told is amazing. They changed up the way you fight. It also adds new stuff that's really cool. You're damn near a completely different character than you are in those original 3 games, because with this one, you're a father. Like, I'm trying to raise my kid. My wife just died. Like, it's some wild stuff. And it makes you feel a completely different way for Kratos than you've ever felt. Majority of the time, he's just a tool for you to let out some frustration or some rage or whatever, and then you're on doing your thing. But with this one, it's like, yo, I'm legit care for this guy. Like, I feel he's seeing some shit. He's going through some shit. And if you know anything about God of War, the first game, he's talking about, my wife's dead, my daughter's dead, and fuck everything. I'm destroying everything. So you're like, all right, you're just a rage monster. It's like Deuce said, he's just a tool of destruction. He's a monster.
He's pissed.
Yeah, he's just mad.
I don't understand how somebody can be that mad for 3 games.
Yeah, you're like, bro, it's been a long time. You a god now. You getting mad, Athenan bitches. Like, what's the problem? And he's like, no, I'm still mad. But in this one, you're like, all right, he's calmed down. He not only is looking and blaming other people for what's going on in his life, he's looking within himself and thinking, what have I done? How can I do better? How can I do this? And I think that was something that Santa Monica Studios, like, they knocked out of the park when it came down to the writing for this, because, and even the game design and the way they've captured a lot of the emotions that happen in here. I mean, just that look alone from the still right here, where he's holding his wrapping his bandages back up, is like, all right, I know he's seen some shit, and I know he's gone through some shit, and it just feels like something that they knocked out of the park with this one. I can't gush over this anymore. The only reason, again, I did not safely put this at number 1 for myself is because I'm not done with it yet. I don't know how far this can go. I don't know. Maybe the story just falls
Yeah,
apart
it can
in
drop
Act
that-
3.
you never know.
Yeah, so like I'm not giving this the number one spot for myself. But yeah, it's so far this is an amazing game. If you have a PS4, go get this immediately. If you don't have a PS4, go buy one and get this shit because it is phenomenal. And I know you don't have anything to say about this because you ain't played it yet.
Oh yeah, so it's bullshit. Fuck this game. No, I'm joking.
They went from being a rage monster to a responsible father, from being just pure hack and slash to being more akin to something a franchise which I'm not even a fan of. It's more like it's kind of going towards being like
Dark
Bloodborne
Souls.
and Dark Souls and things like that, where you have to actually think about, all right, how am I going to take this creature out? Because damn near everything in this game is bigger than you or stronger than you and can throw projectiles faster than you. So you got to work out how you want to attack this creature and attack that creature and this monster and that monster, and make sure your son's distracting this guy and make sure he's not getting attacked by a troll or something like that. So yeah, Santa Monica Studios, bravo. I saw the game director was crying online reading the reviews when he was checking all this stuff out. Hopefully you cried this one too, because my guy, bravo to you and everybody at Santa Monica Studios, because y'all crushed this shit. I was like almost late to the show today because I was playing this game. I was like, all right, I was sitting there like, all right, I got to eat. I know I got to do that. And then I got to take a shower. And then I got 5 minutes to play. And it's like, okay, now I can cut out the eating. I'll just cut out the shower. Oh, I gotta host this show. Shit.
I gotta be here.
Yeah, goddamn it. So, again, God of War 4, you are the number 2 right now. And you can move up to number 1. Again, once I finish this game, we will see. But right now, you are a phenomenal game. And if you don't like this game and you think this gameplay is poor, or you think like there's stuff wrong with it, fuck you. Like
Jesus.
No, man.
People can have opinions.
No, man. There's some assholes out there that be like, I'm all about gameplay, and then like they're like, this gameplay is bad. They're like, no, you were bad.
It's you. It's your fault.
If you suck at this game and you think this is bad, you are the problem. I said it. You are the issue. So God of War 4, number 2. Now, people, my number 1 game, again, I'm not going to use potato quality video that I got for this, so you're going to get a mixture of God of War 1 and with this one as well. But this game was the one where I was like, there is no other fighting game or hack and slash game or action adventure game or anything else that could top this, because this game, it started off hard, it ended hard, the whole gameplay was just ridiculous, and you were just a man on a mission, and I love this game for that reason. Of course, I'm talking about God of War 2. I think this is the remaster version of it. God of War 2 was one of the most fun, fantastic, bloodiest, goriest, wildest, most insane games that I've ever played in my life. They managed to continue the story after I felt like, especially with the first one, it was like, oh, okay, I guess he'll just fight the gods and the next one will be all over with. But no, they managed to bring it back and make the game fun and introduce, again, I love when a studio and game developers are willing to introduce new vital game mechanics.
I agree with you in terms of that. I feel like this also follows the trend of PS2 games where like the sequel was somehow always better, because this happened with, Sly Cooper 2, not Jack and Daxter 2, but like this happened consistently. But God of War 2 did everything in God of War 1 better. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's better. It's more I hate using this phrase, but it's more large scale. Mm-hmm. Everything goes smoother. Everything runs faster. Kratos has better moves in this game, and I actually really like the items in this game. I think out of any of the games so far, I like the item set in this one the most.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it's so much fun, and I understand. Once again, I understand why people love this franchise. I really love the way that it branches together the stories, because once you play up 3, you're like, oh shit, this is continuing right off the way it ended in 2. Mm-hmm. And then once you play once you play 1, you're like, oh gosh, this is the perfect way to go into 2. And like you said, he starts off and he's mad all the way through. I love all 3 of the games, but I'm kind of with you in terms of like, I appreciate 2 the most.
Yeah, 2 is definitely the Dark Knight of the God of War games. Keep in mind, 4 could bounce back, and thank God it's not the Justice League of the DC movies or God of War games.
Don't you put those 2
Well,
things
I
together?
can't think of anything post, because it's like, all right, if God of War 1 is like Batman Begins, 2 is Dark Knight, 3
It's Rises.
3 is Rises, like what's 4? Like Tim Burton, Batman Returns. Like, yo, Batman Returns is my favorite Batman movie, so it might be. I don't know. But
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But with God of War 4, it's an amazing game. But God of War 2 is, I would go out on the limb and say, a perfect game all around. I don't remember many glitches when I was playing it. I remember the combat was smooth. The action was great. The action was visceral. The story was fun. The acting, your boy T.C. Carson from Living Single. Hey, if y'all watch Living Single, you know. He's
Kratos, right?
Yeah, he's Kratos. But what's his character? Carlton, I believe, was his character's name in Living Single.
That black dude from Living Single.
The black guy from Living.
One of them.
The guy that died from the motorcycle in Final Destination 2, and then I forgot how he died the other way. He got like hit in the chest or something.
You'll know who we're talking about.
You know who it is, y'all. I'm pretty sure there's already things up in the in the chat right now. Pictures of this guy, T.C. Carson, the voice of Kratos. He was great in all those games and more. And again, that is I'll say my, because I don't know, you ain't played 4 yet, so you ain't shit.
Obviously.
But that is my personal list of where God of War, the franchise, has come from and where it is now. Again, we're still at the high point of it, so I love it. God of War 4 is fantastic. Again, get out there and get it, because it is a great game.